how people can make their LinkedIn profile. So recruiter can reach their profile instead of if you are into non-tech course. So how can you start your career in the tech? Because that's the totally complete background. है कि अगर आप IT में हो तो सब लोग शुरू से ही एक्सपीरियंस होकर नहीं आते हैं लाइक उनको स्टार्टिंग स्क्रैच से करना पड़ेगा लाइक हाउ कैन पीपल फाइंड देयर फर्स्ट इंटर्नशिप बिकॉज देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ फेक स्टफ गोइंग इन दी Hello everyone, Kashish this side from Rankly HR team. So today we are starting our first podcast channel. So we are having Prajwal with us. So Prajwal, can you please give brief introduction about yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Prajwal. I am product manager at Rankly and I work in the tech team.
So Prajwal, आपको आपके कॉलेज के दिन याद दिलाते हैं आपने अपना इंटर्नशिप कैसे स्टार्ट किया था?
So primarily मैंने internship start किया था since third year, right? So third year, fourth year में because first year में primarily just to get to know about college life में just हम लोग enter करते हैं. So कुछ seriousness as of ना कुछ था नहीं वैसे. Even जो department choose किया था मैं minor CS, major electronics. तो just gauging things out कि actual में is it a right fit for me or not. And post that जब भी पता चला confirmation मिला कि ठीक है we want to get into technology domain. So उसके बाद then I started to make a lot of projects. Which was after second year mid semester, right? I'll tell you something, the major issue is when you're opting for an internship, you can't go there with a clean slate. You need to have something in hand ki this is who I am, this is what I do and this is what I've done.
Okay.
And post that it gets a lot easier to get an internship if you are looking forward in a good firm.
Okay,
right?
so there is a thing ना कि people अगर internship में स्टेप ऑन कर रहे हैं तो उनको होता है कि इंटर्नशिप इज फॉर फ्रेशर्स
करेक्ट
सो अगर उनको पहले से ही कुछ स्किल्स आना चाहिए तो फिर व्हाट्स द मैटर ऑफ इंटर्नशिप तो ये बहुत लोगों में डाउट है कि अगर वो इंटर्नशिप कर रहे हैं तो उनको वो तो फ्रेशर की तरह जाएंगे तो उनको कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स या कुछ कैसे क्या करना चाहिए
सो आई थिंक सो ये बहुत बड़ा एक मिथ इज अ रॉन्ग वर्ड मिसकंसेप्शन है कि इफ यू आर गेटिंग एन इंटर्नशिप you should know everything that is written inside the JD. You should know some things.
Yes.
There are a lot of engineers in our team as well, right? Who came up with a clean slate, forget about internship as a full-time role. And then they got to know what exactly happens in the tech domain, how exactly the tech company works primarily. So just to get to know the crux of it, कि exactly अगर let's say if you're getting into front-end development, you shouldn't go and ask कि is PHP in the front-end. That would make you look stupid,
yes.
right? Just get your basics done and just be a little truthful about it. Okay, this is what I have learned and this is what I want to learn. That's it.
So like what are the skills they should opt for like before going for the internship?
So I'll talk about mine, right? So my first internship was at Able Jobs, which was a Y Combinator startup. So how I got to know is I cold reached out to the founders that Ravish, this is who I am. I'm Prajwal. I'm third year engineering student. And I want to work in the product or the tech department. These are my tech skill set, these are my product based skill set, but would love to learn more. So जब भी वहाँ पे मैंने first opting किया था, I wasn't a tech or a product person. I was in product ops. So that is also another myth that if you want to start a tech journey, for your first step should be getting into a tech firm, right? Once you enter into that environment, you'll get to know how exactly things operate. And once you're working with the engineers, working across the org, there are a lot of folks of mine who have started with an engineer but ended up as a sales or a customer success folks.
Right. Many of the people who are from tech background comes to sales and customer support.
Correct. So first get into the environment by hook or crook. Like hook or crook is a wrong word, but in a full gusto. कि आपको firm में जाना है, just reach out. There is no shame in reaching out again and again. Right. Reach out once, reach out twice, reach out thrice.
So here's the thing now, people don't know how to reach out. So what's the process you tell them to basically contact or to reach out for the jobs or internships?
So I think so in startup that is the beauty of it, right? So you could directly write out to founders. You could directly write out to the person who's in charge. You could directly reach out to the manager over there.
Okay.
And if you're lucky and if your skill set are good enough, they would reach back to you. So the entire loop of the MNCs that you need to first HR would get in contact with you and then the entire cycle. You could just chuck things out and get straight to the point. Ki these are my skill set or I want to contribute. And just be with like go there with full transparency. Do not jargon because people could see through. Right? If you are just trying to be a little cool in your resume as well, they could just like sense things out. Ki something is fishy.
So if someone is fresher in tech field, so how can they make their CV? because there is nothing to mention there.
Right. So the very first step is your projects. Like a fun fact, even when
Yes.
I joined Rankly, my first step, what my manager asked, Shobit asked, is just get in contact with him and get a list of projects that he has done. Correct.
Okay. Huh.
And you are the point of contact.
Yes.
So even for this position, projects really matter as compared to the past experiences. Even though
Okay.
I was working as a PM in my past org as well, the exact same title, but the emphasis was given to the projects that you have worked on. So that actually
Okay.
really clarifies that actually he has done something or not, or he's just a job hopper, is what we call it.
So how can they start their projects? That's
First,
the question, now.
first define your domain. Let's say
Okay.
what exactly domain you want to work in. You want to work in AI ML, you want to work in blockchain. Just make sure that your domain is crystal clear.
लाइक हाउ दे गेट टू नो कि उनको प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाना किस पे है, क्या करना है, कैसे स्क्रैच से कैसा करना है. बिकॉज बेसिकली हम लोग ये पॉडकास्ट कर रहे हैं इंटर्न्स के लिए या फ्रेशर्स के लिए जिनको अपना करियर स्टार्ट करना है. बिकॉज मैंने देखा है काफ़ी लोगों को बीटेक कंप्लीट हो गया बट स्टिल नो आइडिया कि उनको जाना कहाँ पे है.
Right.
सो उनको हेल्प आउट करने के लिए ये क्वेश्चन है, लाइक यू आर सेइंग कि गो फॉर द प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड एवरीथिंग. सो हाउ कैन दे स्टार्ट देयर प्रोजेक्ट्स? दैट्स द बेसिक क्वेश्चन.
So primarily, what again I could say what I have done, that I have learned some specific skill sets, let's say front end and back end, hypothetically,
Okay.
right? And what are the problems that I faced, जिसका मुझे product implementation करवाना है on a small scale base पे. This is what I did when I was in my college, when I was fourth year past share chat experience.
Okay.
So we really faced a problem wherein if you are in the cafeteria, you could sit in the classroom and order food. So that is what I made, because I myself faced that problem at the first place when I was in college. So you have an idea and you back it with your technical skills that you have.
Okay, so you learned front end and back end part first, and then you started making projects like.
Yeah, I mean, for even if you have a lot of
Brainstorming,
ideas, you
yeah.
need to have a driver, right? You cannot just say कि I'm an idea guy and I'll find a tech guy after that.
Okay.
So even though आपको जितना भी basic knowledge is, try to implement that, and then you could get a tech co-founder or a tech help as well apart from
Okay.
that. But
so
yeah,
so guys, इससे ये क्लियर होता है कि अगर आप आईटी में हो तो सब लोग शुरू से ही एक्सपीरियंस होकर नहीं आते हैं. लाइक उनको स्टार्टिंग स्क्रैच से करना पड़ेगा. लाइक यू शुड गो फॉर द कोर्सेज फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड देन यू कैन थिंक ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड देन यू कैन स्टार्ट वर्किंग एंड गेट एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन. So that's the point of whole this
correct.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is also very foolish. I mean, if someone is telling you
Yeah.
that you should know everything, either they are lying or they are lying, right? There is no way
Yes.
around. So no one is like fully prepared.
Okay. So there is one question I get, that if you are into non-tech course, so how can you start your career in the tech? Because that's a totally complete background.
Right. So as I mentioned, I post my ShareChat experience, I started like a small firm,
Okay.
like a tech firm,
Yes.
wherein with me and my friend. So my CTO, my co-founder CTO, was from non-tech background.
Okay.
Shout out to Mayank. So he's still one of top 5 engineers I've worked with, right? So अगर आप उनका resume देखोगे, you would not even shortlist. But that really doesn't matter, right? Because his projects were strong enough. So if like my tech co-founder could come from a non-technical background, so why can't an engineer? Even I think so we have a lot of,
We have Sahil with us.
correct, we have Sahil, who is a designer, who is from non-technical or
Yes.
non-design field, right? So that is not really the thing. You should have base interest in what exactly you want to do. And if you have
Okay.
base interest in tech, then 2 to 3 years of buffer and then you're into the field. The industry is very small. It's very accommodative.
So like how can people find their first internship? Because there is a lot of fake stuff going in the like job world, internship and internshala, LinkedIn, everything.
Right. So as I said, my first internship was at Able Jobs.
Okay.
And at Able Jobs, how did I got to know about Able Jobs? Because it was a Y Combinator startup. So Y Combinator, just to give you guys a brief context, it is one of the biggest incubator in India. So in the world, sorry. So Airbnb, Stripe, everyone is incubated under YC. So I went to their portal, work at a startup, because I primarily wanted to work at a startup just to get to know how exactly, what frequency they work on and how exactly the pace of it is. So go to the website, just find out the list of companies that you find are interesting, who are recently funded, you could just see all their founders in there. There is no messaging thing as such. So they have a LinkedIn icon. Just tap on that, go to the LinkedIn profile and cold reach out.
Okay.
According to me, even the first job that I've gotten at ShareChat, the first internship that I've gotten at Able Jobs, those were me reaching out to those folks that this is who I am, this is what I do, and if you find my resume interesting or my skill set good enough, you could give it a shot.
Okay, so if you don't mind, can we put that link on the description?
Yeah, no, it's a public.
Okay,
Yeah,
and what about LinkedIn's? How can they reach out through LinkedIn?
so again, like developing your network strong enough is really important, right? So
Okay.
what usually, even when I left ShareChat and then started my own thing, and then after, like before joining Rankly, my emphasis was first creating a strong connection rather than building a good
Okay.
resume, right? Resume to then you could, it is in progress thing, but if you have a strong network and people actually recommend you, it's not like that you have left one job and people just don't care about you even you existed.
Yes.
If even in my past firm, I am very close to all the employees over there, all the upper management over there, because as I said, the industry is very small. Like the reference is so strong that why just one call or one email that Prajwal has come to your firm and come to our firm and just give me a brief introduction about himself and what do you think of it. That really makes a lot of difference. So if you have a good employee-employer relationship in your past org, that actually really helps. And just make sure that you build connections over resume. That is the most important thing. Just don't go behind मुझे resume अच्छा build करना है. Just check it out. Make sure you have good peers, and don't be hard on yourself. If you try 10 things and 9 of them are not going to work out, one of things that going to work out, then we go ahead with that. And as soon as you go in the upper seniority level, फिर वो churn out cycle कम कम होते जाएगा आपका. So just don't be hard on yourself.
So the next is like how people can make their LinkedIn profile. So recruiter can reach their profile instead of people reaching the profile. Recruiter can reach themselves.
So even I have a lot of HR friends, right?
Okay.
Right. So when you are looking at some specific profile, like let's say आपने दो profile हम लोग ने adjacent कर दी है, right? Just put in what you have actually done.
Okay.
That is the first thing. If you haven't worked on anything, just do not put it in your LinkedIn. Just do not put it in your resume. Again, as I said, recruiters have an eye for fakeness.
Truly said.
They immediately get to know कि either this chap has done something or he is just trying to make sure that he is trying to pass on the ATS is what we call it, right? So just make sure that you have added all the necessary points which are relevant. Secondly, just make sure the description is detailed enough.
Okay.
And second of all, the very important point is that make sure that you are not just it shouldn't be like you have given some specific task to someone and he's doing it, right? What exactly you have done from 0 to 1 in an org, and that actually really matters. अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि नहीं, I was just managing CI/CD pipeline, that just doesn't click. But if you are saying that we were a team of 5 wherein we launched a product from design, from Figma, and till let's say till 100 user, that actually brings out a lot of things, the capabilities that folks have.
So being honest is a point.
Being honest and just making sure that the past experiences that you have gotten is really hands-on, not just sitting in a cubicle and just typing coding things out.
Got it. So there is a myth nowadays that people can start their career after graduation only. So what's your point on this?
No, that is totally false. Like
Yes.
we could start a lot of people. I have a lot of friends who have started their own startup while they were in college. Even while they were doing their MBA, they've started their own startups. And forget about startups, right? Even if you want to work at some startup, they're open to hire engineers who are just doing their, and might not at a full-time role, but even as an intern role. So I think so. Just making sure that you get in touch with the actual people who are really building cool stuff. Might sound little dreamlandish,
Okay.
but that's actually how it goes, right? Just if someone is building some specific product and you really like it and you want to be a part of it, what do? You're going to ask them, right? Ki I want to be with you in your firm,
Yes.
and that's how exactly it's going to pan out.
Okay, so
just
they should reach to recruiter or they should reach to the people working there.
just reach people working there, upper management. They're very open to it. And even recruiter, I don't think so. People give a very bad slack to recruiters, but they are doing their jobs. And even if you reach out to them, if they're free, they would write you back. ऐसे नहीं है कि HR just don't write you back. They will, but they need to have a lot of ample amount of time there.
Okay, there are a lot of people who thinks that they want to go into a tech field and they should follow the tech people only.
Follow whom?
Tech people.
Okay.
Instead of HR, yeah, instead of different firm people, they should follow on the tech firms only.
No, I'll give you some brownie point insights. Getting a good connection, having a list of HR from different org would really come in handy if आपका time खराब है. You exactly know what I mean. That is really important. Like, these are the people who would officially would get you inside the company.
Yes.
Not the senior developer, not the VP of engineering, not the product manager. These are the people, right? If someone comes on my LinkedIn, I've actually shared a lot of
Yes.
profiles with you as well, right? If they're reaching out to me, my first step कि कशिश को ये profile भेज दो, right? So वैसे if the profile is coming through me, that means कि ठीक है, I find some good insights on his profile and he might add a value. But if he's reaching out to you and the recruiter is smart enough to gauge what he could actually bring out of the table, it would save a lot of time.
Okay. Okay, that's all for today. So thank you everyone.
Thanks.
And I'll go